Hey, what's up guys, this is Liam or Weagle on Your Overwatch, back with a new video today. I want to talk about some new interesting stuff the developers are talking about within Overwatch. This includes stuff about the buffs and changes to certain heroes, as well as the PTR and what it means for console. But I think what I want from you guys is the comment section. Let me know what you think to all of this stuff, because it's very important for the game. It's for the longevity, for the health of the heroes, the balance, and everything. So I'm going to go through it and break it all down. The first thing I wanted to talk about is the PTR and exactly what it is and what Blizzard see the PTR as. And that is to simply test the game, public, test, region or realm, test the game before the patches go to the live game. This way there's no bugs or way less bugs, and the amount that they can actually fix before something goes live whilst on the PTR is huge. It makes a big difference. Every time a patch goes live on the normal servers, there's never an issue, is there? That's what the PTR is for. Whereas sometimes when the PTR updates, it goes down or it doesn't work properly. Well, these issues are avoided by using the PTR. But there are certain issues, and I know there's some YouTubers in the community that have spoken a lot about the PTR, and I think we share a lot of the same opinions, and that's that there's no reward for playing the PTR. There's an absolutely minute percentage of people that actually play it. Now, I've heard different numbers, so I won't give you an exact one, but it's something like 1% of the player base have only played for 20 minutes or something. There's barely anyone touches the PTR. Now, this means that not only are things not tested properly, because there's not enough people simply to even talk about it. A lot of the people complaining about Diva nerfs, for example, haven't even played it on the PTR. The other issue with the PTR is that people don't play like a normal competitive game because they want to test all the changes, so it's even harder to make sure that them changes are accurate. So what people are suggesting, and what Blizzard have now said they would like to do in the future, is put incentives in the PTR to make more people want to play it and test it in the proper way. So would you like to see people being rewarded with supply drops, for example, or XP over to the normal game, so that you gain XP to your main account on the main live game by playing the PTR and testing these changes? That way there'd be loads more people on the PTR, and also people would play more realistically, like an actual competitive environment, so that the effects of the changes can be seen earlier on, and it would make a big difference to the overall patch that goes live. Now, one of the most important things to a lot of you console guys is, are we going to get a PTR because I really want to play it? Well, they've said that not yet, not soon, and maybe not ever, but not no either. It's one of them developer answers that you're going to get with this kind of question. Would you guys rather they work on new heroes and new maps, or would you guys rather they work to get in the PTR on console? Another thing that the PTR is great for is actually testing everything on the PC for when it goes live, yes, but what it allows is for the console to also get these updates at around the same time. If the PTR didn't exist on PC, consoles wouldn't get their updates for maybe a month or 2 months, because the testing that needs to be done, as Blizzard do not own PlayStations, Xboxes, etc., is a lot more difficult, whereas on PC it's their own app and they can apply any update to it whenever they like. But on console it's a lot more complicated, and the PTR definitely helps with this process. So guys, what would you want? Would you rather we get more heroes and more maps and things, or do we want more PTR testing? There's definitely big reasons for both of them being a thing, and hopefully somehow they can work towards both of them in the future. Either one would definitely like to see it on console, because I want more testing. I even think that on console things should be tested differently, just because of how different the game plays, because it's with controllers, for example, and aim assist is limited, etc, etc. So hopefully we'll see some kind of PTR eventually on console, but for now, unfortunately, it's not looking that likely. But it's not a definite no either. Now, the next thing that I think is really important, and it's also a main part of what Blizzard have said, and it's verifying the updates and changes that they're making to certain heroes on the PTR. Now, we've mentioned before about Sombra. People asked us, why is Sombra only being nerfed very slightly? Well, Blizzard really believe that she's exceptionally good. She's not supposed to be some kind of attacker that wrecks everything and gets loads of kills like Tracer, maybe. They want her to be a backline disruptor, and they think that she's very powerful. The problem with that is, does she actually fit into the game with that role? Does that role fit the game of Overwatch? Because if backline disruptor isn't as good as flanker, regardless of how good she technically could be, she's still not going to be as used as Tracer, because she simply does more damage. I personally want Sombra to be in a really good place, but as they already think she's really powerful, which she kind of is at what she does, but isn't needed, they don't want to all of a sudden have her be incredible, and she's just picked every single game. So there's going to be more changes to Sombra, nothing drastic. They're not going to increase her damage, but they're going to make her abilities a lot better by the sounds of it. So whether it be EMP's better in some way, or hack makes them take more damage, we just have to see how that goes. Now, a lot of the other changes are things that we've talked about and covered and already come to a similar conclusion that the developers have too, but things like Roadhog as well, for example, is that he's got Hook 2.0 or 2.1 now. It's been changed a couple of times, and basically it's not been fair for anyone. It hasn't been fair for the people that are getting hooked, and it's not been fair for Roadhog a lot of the time too. You could just hook someone fair and square and they end up going into the sky or bouncing off of a wall, and it hasn't been fair. But there's also times where Roadhog will hook you from miles across the map, around a corner, over a car, over a lamppost, and then shoot you in the face. So it's not fair for anyone. These changes that they're making are simply to make it as fair for the Roadhog player as the person being hooked. But again, we've mentioned this a lot. But the juiciest one of all is the changes to Diva. Now, we made a video that obsessed some people and also a lot of people agreed with, and this goes back to the PTR thing as well. Diva's had a lot of changes on the PTR, even though a lot of the people complaining about these changes haven't actually played her, which is shown in the statistics of the amount of people that have actually played the PTR. But Diva got a nerf, which is kind of significant, but not as bad as people think. Diva simply does too much. Winston, for example, is a very great hero in the game, and definitely one of the most underrated, but in order to use him, you have to get in at the right time, do the damage, get out, drop your barrier, and play very, very tactically. Diva's been able to get away with flying at whatever she wants, absorbing all the damage in the world, doing as much damage as she wants, and then flying away without dying most of the time. And that's without mentioning how strong her ultimate is, and the fact when she gets out of her mech, it's pretty easy to get back in it again a few seconds later. Now, Blizzard have addressed that they don't want her out of the game, they want to fix her, and if she is too weak, they will readdress it later. But they're very confident she's in the right place, and I think as players, we are too. I think this PTR patch, when it goes live, will make a big difference to Diva players, and you will have to play her more tactically. Right now, she gets away with too much, and Defender's Matrix is so good. She can move faster while shooting now, which is so much better than she ever was, and I think that it's going to put her in between how good she has been and how bad she used to be. Once this goes live, I'm confident, and the developers seem to be also, that she'll be in the right place, and if she's not, they're going to fix it. They've said that if she's not in the right place, they will fix it. So Diva players, please calm down. We just want her in the right place. She's just so good right now, and they just want to fix her. The last hero to talk about is Ana, and again, we've covered this in other videos, but it's good to see Blizzard's insight compared to ours and compared to you guys' opinions too. So they're trying to take all of these buffs and nerfs in stride and not make rash decisions, whether it be because the feedback they mainly receive is negative, because the people that are happy with the PTR don't actually vocalize it. And we get this in our comment section sometimes, and that's what it is. It's the vocal minority that make their opinions known when they're not very happy about things. So that's what happens with this too, and Ana is another hero that's having this as well. Ana's a great hero. The developers don't want to change her too much. They think she's in a great place, as do we. She has utility that lets her sleep people. She makes people not be able to heal, which is a unique ability only to her. Her nano boost is great. Her healing per second is very good too. And she isn't exactly super squishy either. She can also self-heal with the nade as well. She's very, very good, and we made it clear in a video that no matter how much they nerf this nade of hers, as long as it lasts 1 or 2 seconds, that's all you need to get back to full HP, even if the nade only does 50% extra healing. Even if it did 0% extra healing, it's still an extra 100 healing as soon as it lands on the person, and it anti-nades everything near them. Now, Ana's very good, and she will definitely not be out of the meta when she gets this nerf. She's simply too good. Her sleep dart on its own wins team fights, and Blizzard knows this. They know how good she is, and they're trying to take the feedback on as much as they can, but Ana is still one of the best heroes in the game, and this nerf isn't going to affect that. Now, that's just about everything Blizzard have said. They have mentioned there'll be more patches to the PTR, but we don't know when this was recorded, so it could have been a while ago. I will link it in the description if you want to go and watch all that video, but I have summed up the best stuff here, and I've tried to elaborate on it because I think some people get a little bit confused or jump to conclusions on what Blizzard mean. They look at something that none of us can look at, which is statistics. statistics. They can see how often someone's picked, how often it wins against something, how good defense matrix is, how much Diva can fly in, fly out and take no damage. They know all of these things because they have raw statistics. It's their jobs and they're very, very good at it. People don't give them enough credit in our opinion. Now, the game's very well balanced at the minute. It's a little bit on the tank heavy side, but when this nerf drops, I think it's going to put it in more of a situation where more heroes are viable. I mean, in matchmaking anyway, when we talk about the meta, in matchmaking, the meta's very different. People pick what they want, and comps that should never win all the time. The actual meta tank thing is only really at the pro level and super high levels of play and people that enforce it. And I think the Blizzard know all of these things. They see the statistics and they definitely take on the feedback from the community, like you guys, leaving comments on videos, leaving comments on the forums. I can also link them in the description as well. You can give them feedback, and remember guys, it's good for everyone to give them positive feedback, including the developers that make games like this, because at the minute they're mainly getting the negative stuff, and I think we need to let them know that Diva is in the wrong place and that the people commenting on this are most likely the vocal minority, because I think we all know, let's be real, Diva's very, very strong right now, and I don't want to see her gone, but she definitely needs to be in a better place. Let me know what you guys think. Do you want to see the PTR on console, or would you rather they worked more on heroes? What do you think to the hero changes, particularly Diva? And don't forget to check out our Twitch, our Twitter, and our Discord, where you guys can group up with people and play the game together. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you guys enjoyed, and have a great day as always. Take care and peace, people.